Mothers clutching small children, families desperately trying not to lose each other in the chaos. Thousands pouring onto the tarmac at Kabul airport, carrying little more than the clothes on their back. Frantic, they try to flee. With reports at least 5 people were killed in the chaos, either by gunshots or the stampede. It's a state of utter desperation. Most won't make it out. Those who do are forever scarred.
I can't believe the world abandoned Afghanistan. Our friends are going to get killed. They're going to kill us. Our women are not going to have any more rights.
Among those fleeing, the Afghan president, who abandoned his country not long after this address.
I assure you that as your president, my focus is on preventing further instability, violence and displacement of my people.
Hours later, in the same room...
We're just going to bring you these live and exclusive pictures here from inside the presidential palace.
The Taliban seizing control of the country's top office. The war is over, they claim. But all over Afghanistan, there are signs a new war is beginning. Violence and bloodshed. Prisoners set loose. Words of defiance.
Go back to the dark era. Even today, if they kill me, if they identify me, I will not care about them. What should I be scared of? This is my homeland, my land.
Charlie Faulkner is a British journalist who reports for The Guardian, The Independent and Time magazine from Kabul, and she joins us now. Charlie, heartbreaking pictures there today of the airport with people literally climbing over each other to try and flee the city. How desperate is the situation there?
Yeah, it's absolutely awful at the moment. Overnight, we saw an influx of people heading into the airport. There was some rumours around there being flights available, which wasn't true, but it basically pushed Afghans to the airport. The commercial flights have been grounded since last night. The staff have fled the airport, so there's no security infrastructure there, really. I understand that US troops are there trying to manage crowd control, but I've just been informed that Afghans are now breaking into the military side of the airport because they're so desperate to get onto a flight and out of the country.
The Taliban says it's changed, but already we're seeing scenes like scared shopkeepers painting over ads featuring women. Is there any real hope this time will be different?
I think hopelessness is the word to describe Afghanistan at the moment. I mean, that's why we've seen these desperate scenes at the airport, because people are not reassured by the statements that have been made by the Taliban. Of course, we don't know at the moment, and that's the whole point. People are waiting to see what's going to happen. And there are people out on the streets today, but many people are staying indoors and waiting to see what happens.
Charlie, someone who didn't wait around to see whether the Taliban will be any different was the president. He jumped on a plane, managed to get himself out of the country, and he's gone. How much anger aimed at him after that act? Yeah,
Afghans are furious. Mainly, the opinion of many is that he could have done far more, far sooner. And I think we've really seen over the last few months that his leadership has been incredibly weak, and he hasn't been making decisions that benefit the country. And obviously this was a pretty cowardly move for him to exit in the way that he has done.
You're talking here about a government and a military that's had something like $80 billion pumped into it, that has, at the first sight of a militia that doesn't even have an air force, just run away. I mean, what does that tell us about the state of that military?
I think it's really complex, and tribal relationships and dynamics and sort of the individual community dynamics all around the country play a massive part in this. There's also been a huge propaganda campaign from both sides, but it certainly worked from the Taliban side. And on top of that, you've had local leaders doing deals with the Taliban, which has completely undermined the military effort. And I mean, I was speaking to an Afghan intelligence official this morning, and he's just absolutely devastated that this has happened, and just feels completely betrayed that this is what's happened to his country that he was fighting so hard to defend.
Well, Charlie, it's been good to chat tonight. Stay safe, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
With so much content online, it's sometimes hard to keep up with it all. And let's face it, who has the time? The Project YouTube has you covered with the stories that matter. Hit subscribe for a daily list of the news that you need to know.